Hey everyone, this is Uthris, and welcome back to Let's Build Lothloria, episode 14. I'm just trying to get some supplies up onto the upper level, kind of testing the elevator again, and a little bit of a test for, say, when survival mode comes out. I just gotta be careful not to hit the top too hard. I don't want it to explode right now. And there we go. Let's go ahead and see what the car goes like. A little jittery. It's a dancing. Look at it. Amazing. So now, before that explodes, I want to get that out of here. So we'll just lower it down a little bit. I hope they eventually, for like these physics enabled items, you could almost like pick it up. Using the hand tool or something, you could just pick it up and then carry it somewhere else. But yeah, so I don't know, test somewhat complete. I'm a little afraid of what a cart would look like trying to go up that lift, but hey, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So last episode we finished the lower income houses, and there's some cool ideas about what to put down there for the detail gaps. Stables, which I want to build a stables for the town, but I think I'm going to put that outside the actual city gates, then inside the town. Horses, I would think, would be a little... If everyone was riding a horse through the town, it might get a little cluttery and it just wouldn't flow very nice. So that's why the stables would be outside the town. And I'm thinking about maybe putting the smeltery in this location over here. That would make this kind of connect a little better. This over here, I'm kind of waiting to see if I need to make a road from the siege workshop out and around. So once I decide on that is when we can figure out what would go into that spot. I haven't really added any details off camera. I stopped working on this, and on this episode we're working back up on the plateau of the palace, working on the main battlements defending the palace side, and it's going to be a fairly sturdy looking structure. 5 main turrets and this disconnected turret here. This is the one we're going to be using to get down into the lower battlements, and this area would be good for defending people from that might break through the main gate and come this way immediately. This is what these battlements are for, is to deter that. And then also up here on the upper level there's a couple narrow battlements to defend that as well. And I think that flows fairly nicely. They almost act like balconies, and I really like the looks of having a multi-tiered battlement. So over here we have the main structure. It's going to have a little bit of an entryway. I don't know what each room's going to be yet. I know one of them's going to have to be an armory, similar to the one down there in the main barracks, but this one might be a larger storehouse version. And then if the barracks needs supplies, they'll move it from here and kind of rotate supplies out from the palace into the main town and army. So I think that's my thinking on that. It also has the staircase up onto the main wall. Now this main wall will not connect down to the other main wall, because if they end up building towers and getting up on this wall, you don't want to make it easy for them to just, oh, there's a door here, I can get up onto this one pretty much instantly. No, we don't want that, so there's not going to be a door there. And I'm thinking about cleaning up the cliff face, because really, gameplay wise, a person could probably just hop down here like so and then climb the steps, and they are already at the palace. I don't know what to do back here. I'm thinking about maybe see, if I build a giant fortress here, it might take away from the palace, and so I'm keeping it a little smaller, but there should be some type of detail work in these areas there and behind the palace. I just don't know what to do there, because this plateau is basically just slapped onto this mountainside. There's no like natural sense to it. Like this hillside, I was able to carve away in this very nice pattern. Just up here, I just don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what you would think would go up here. Maybe a different type of fortress carved into the mountainside, but I think that would just, again, take away from the actual palace itself. So we'll go ahead and get working on this some more. Went ahead and laid the foundation and some of the base walls, and we'll go ahead to raise it up just a couple more levels. I'm thinking it's just going to be a 2-story structure with a 4-story tower. I think that'll serve its purpose just fine. It'll have a red roof. It is military and governmental, so it's going to have that identifier attached to it. Structural integrity is still off. I don't quite trust the new structural integrity just yet, but hopefully that will be running smoothly here soon, probably in the next week. I would hope so. So I have to decide which areas are going to get a second floor, because I think these first 3 rooms are going to be first. These ones going to have a second floor. Maybe just these 2 will have first, and then we'll get an L shape on the second floor. I think that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. So we'll go ahead and lay our floors down, like so. I think the flooring would actually interfere with that staircase, so I'm leaving that blank. And then also I need to put... Now these wooden blocks, I've always had a bit of a trouble. I think they're the reasons my towers in the palace stopped becoming enterable, because I use them over here. And like this door, I don't think I can go in. Oh my, did they fix it? I think they did, because these you used to not be able to go into. That's amazing. I can actually use my towers. So, okay, well, I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore, and I can use it in more places now. Like maybe here to do that effect, and then I can actually rotate it on itself to give it a nice, very close cut. Right there. Yep. So, and then we're going to go ahead and do some roofing, I think. As if you guys don't see enough roofing at this point. But it is needed. So I guess we'll have it come over this way and turn into an L shape there. Like that. That way hopefully the roof won't interfere with the tower and like clip through and look all ugly. But it should look nice everywhere else. So we'll do that. And then some red roofing. Ah, it feels nice to put the red back on. It's been quite a while. All those thatch buildings and their little, you know, brown colors are just pretty funny looking sometimes when you do a lot of them. In fact, I want it across like that. And I need to put corners like so. It's kind of the basic entryway. Yep. I might end up getting rid of this and flattening it. Maybe putting a balcony on here that the second floor can get to, but we'll see once that's a little farther along. I think I like that. And then to get on the second floor, you're going to have to go through, I think, this tower over here. I think that's a good way to get up there. There's really not going to be many windows. Oh well. It is what it is. Just throw some more walls up on it. Maybe a window here, that way you can just at least see the wall. I don't know what the purpose would be of the upstairs. Probably something. I just don't know. I didn't really think about it, I guess. Okay. Come over here. Like that. This whole roof structure is going to be pretty interesting to do, I think. Like so, and why not just make an extra room like that, and then we'll cut this room, I think here, because that'll be the door right up. Then you get that, and then why not just make another room like that? So we'll throw in some doors. If I can get them to line up in the right spot. Fix the wooden corner. Looks a little wonky like that. We'll go ahead and bring the towers up one square. This is where the door is. If I can. And thank you for letting me know that you can add items to your hotbar just by right-clicking. You guys might get a little tired of hearing that double-click sound to begin with, so I think it does perform much quicker. If I can just find the blocks I'm looking for. Like so. Oh wait, this wall isn't getting taller. That would be crazy. Okay, and let's figure out some more roofing here. Okay, well let's make this one a point on both sides as well. Actually, no. On this one, we'll... I mean, I guess it has to be angled that way, so... I'll just go ahead and throw the roof like that. And that's what it's supposed to be. And I ruined this section here, so I had to put it back. You know, it's all about the details sometimes, and you can get caught up fixing them and reworking them until they fit. You know what? We can add a window here. Why not? Now I can't do anything there. It's just gonna poke through the tower on that side and on the other side. So maybe what I'll have to do... This is how I solved the problem on the palace in the throne room as well. I just had to use these blocks to kinda cut it off. It might look a little weird down here, but it's pretty much the only fix I have for a situation like that at the moment. Let's try some of these new blocks. So on the update they added some different stone ceiling types, but I don't know if they have anything that'll really fit what I need. It doesn't look like it. Oh well, it's fine. I mean, I can always just cut this part off and make it a flat front into a circle tower as well, just to make it match the top. But I think I'd rather just keep building for now. We'll come back to it later. And boom. So that's the first floor roofing done, and now we'll move on to the second floor. A lot of things are going sideways, so I think for this main section we'll just do a completely horizontal roof style. It'll kind of turn in here, but keep going over here. Now here, I guess I should just put a wall of some kind. That. I think every room almost has a window, which is at least good. I think maybe this last room will be the actual storage room for the arms and weapons. So I might be able to use, this is where I might be able to use the new block. If I can do that, then also, I guess maybe I don't need the new block because I can just kind of make it work myself. Drop down here, and so it actually just comes to a point with stonework. That doesn't look too bad. However, it might be weak, so I might have to add these in. So I'm not sure about that. It looks a little wonky, but I think it'll do for now. And so over here we need a new triangle support for when the roof comes in a little bit more again. I need to raise up all these walls to the correct height to match where the roofing is going to be. Just like that. Okay. I guess I should be able to add a window here as well. We'll get the small triangle to do the peak. Then on this side, we need these there. And it's also going to turn and do another L shape. So we need these in place as well. Like that, and then like that. And I'll go ahead and throw a wooden tile here. Just cover up that hole it's making. Check structural integrity, because again it's off, so I just don't know how everything is behaving all the time. And while I finish off the roof and towers, I'll go ahead and just do a skip here. It's kind of running a little longer than I wanted, so I'll be right back. Alright, here is the final design for the extra battlement on the upper level. You know, it looks fairly foreboding, which is what I was kind of going for, and it's just, again, mainly a big deterrent to prevent people from going over this direction. I mean, if I was planning a siege, I probably wouldn't try and attack that point. It just wouldn't be advisable. They have a bunch of high ground on me, and it just looks very defendable. I mean, down here looks so much more weak than up there, and that's, you know, hopefully the point. And then once I'm going to build a structure similar to that, a little bit smaller, but in this area as like a bigger fort slash guard tower, and then one down there as well. So there will be more buildings like this throughout the build. So I have these little accents here. I don't know if we went over them earlier, but I think this is what I'm going to be doing for the main walls and their accents. Just this kind of riveting, and then I'll top it off with the battlement layer. And I'm hoping to get the battlement layer to match up to the bottom of this little jut that you have, and get that to line up so you get these nice upside down T-shapes. So rework the roofing a little bit. You know, I did add the flat areas where they belong. That way there's just no crevices for rain and stuff to sit when, you know, we really shouldn't be like that. It is fairly open. If I can get inside, that'd be great. I guess, no? Okay, I guess I was stuck. So yeah, it's a fairly open on some of the first floor rooms, like these two. And then kind of narrow everywhere else. So, I mean, it is utilitarian as well. Up here, again, second floor, everything sealed off fairly nice from all the roofing. And you do get some nice views of the town up here. And I think it is worth it. Once some of these trees are cleared out from the actual manor houses, I think you'll get a much better view. But you can see certain elements through the tree lines. So, you know, it'll get better as we keep going. There's two coned towers, just to make it look a little different than all having fully battlement towers. Go ahead and go out the balcony here. So the cone tower here marks that you can go down to the bottom here, and then this one you can use to get up into it, and then also to the very top. This cone tower is just kind of for looks back there, because having a tower there would just, you know, serve no purpose. It's a little too far away from the action anyways. So I'll go ahead and back up so you can see the whole thing. I think it filled in that space fairly nice, but, you know, there's still that bit there. Maybe I might try and plateau it out and make some more interesting terrain. That way it just looks like nothing can be built there, and it might just fit the terrain and landscape just a little bit better, but I'll do that off camera. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.